Picture this. You wake up one morning, look in the mirror, and make a decision. Today is the day you actually start training. No more, I'll start Monday. No more, I'm too busy. Just a real decision. But then, the very next thought hits you like a wall. Wait, should I go to the gym? Or just work out at home with no equipment? And suddenly, that one simple decision turns into a full-on internet rabbit hole. You're watching videos at 2 a.m., reading Reddit threads, and you're more confused than when you started. Sound familiar? I've been there. And in this video, I'm going to make it simple for you. No fluff, no confusion. By the end, you'll know exactly which path fits your life right now. Let's get into it. What are we actually talking about? Before we compare them, let's make sure we're on the same page. Calisthenics. That's training using nothing but your own body weight. Push-ups, pull-ups, squats, dips. No machines, no dumbbells, no gym membership. Just you, gravity, and whatever space you've got. As you get better, you unlock harder moves. Things like handstands, muscle-ups, and front levers. It looks impressive. And honestly, it feels impressive too. Weight training. This is the gym life. Barbells, dumbbells, cables, machines. The whole idea is to progressively add more external weight over time and watch your body respond to it. Both can get you strong. Both can build muscle. But they don't work the same way, and they definitely don't suit every person the same way. So let's break it down section by section. Round 1. Cost. Let's start with the thing most people don't want to admit matters. Money. Calisthenics is basically free. Your body is the equipment. You can train in your bedroom, at the park, or even in a car park if that's what you've got. Gravity doesn't send you a monthly invoice. If you want to level up, a pull-up bar costs a few dollars. Resistance bands? Even cheaper. But the core training? Always free. The gym is a different story. A basic membership can run anywhere from $20 to $100 plus a month, depending on where you live and which gym you pick. That adds up fast. We're talking $240 to $1,200 a year just to walk through the door. And if you dream of a home gym, a barbell, some plates, a rack, you're spending well over $1,000 before you've done your first squat. Winner on cost? Calisthenics. No contest. Round 2. How easy is it to start? Here's something nobody tells beginners about calisthenics. It sounds easy, but it's actually hard mode from day one. Why? Because you're always lifting your full body weight. Whether you weigh 60 kilograms or 100 kilograms, that's your starting weight. There's no beginner plate you can swap out. Most people who are new to fitness can barely do 5 clean push-ups. And pull-ups? A lot of beginners can't do a single one. Your first real pull-up might take weeks, sometimes months, of consistent training to achieve. That's not me trying to scare you. That's just the truth. The gym, on the other hand, is genuinely beginner-friendly. You can start a cable machine or lat pull-down with a tiny amount of weight and still feel the muscle working. Machines guide your movement, so you're less likely to hurt yourself while you're still learning. You can progress every single week, add a little weight, squeeze out one more rep, and that feeling of measurable progress is huge for keeping you motivated as a beginner. Winner for beginners? The gym, by a clear margin. Round 3. Strength and muscle. Both paths build real strength, but the type of strength? That's where they split apart. Calisthenics builds what I'd call athletic strength. Your whole body learns to work as one unit. Core tight, balance sharp, coordination dialed in. You're not just strong in a straight line, you move well. You feel like an athlete. Weight training is the undisputed king when it comes to muscle size. Want bigger legs? Throw plates on a barbell and squat. Want broader shoulders? Cable machines and dumbbells let you isolate and target every single muscle with precision. Calisthenics has real limits when it comes to leg development especially. There's only so much a pistol squat can do compared to a loaded barbell squat. So, if you want to move well and feel athletic, calisthenics is powerful. If you want to build maximum size and sculpt specific muscles, the gym wins.
Round 4. Tracking your progress. Here's a practical one. How do you actually know you're getting better? In the gym, it's dead simple. You lifted 40 kilograms today. Next week, you lift 42.5 kilograms. That's progress. You can literally write a number in a notebook and watch it grow over time. In calisthenics, progression means moving to harder variations of exercises. Regular push-ups get easy, so you move to archer push-ups, then eventually to one-arm push-ups. But each step up can take months of work, and it's harder to track in a simple, satisfying way. This isn't a deal breaker, but if you're the kind of person who needs to see clear, obvious progress to stay motivated, and most beginners are, the gym just makes that easier. Winner for tracking progress? The gym. Round 5. Fat loss. Real talk. If your main goal right now is losing weight, here's what you actually need to hear. Neither calisthenics nor the gym alone is going to do it. Fat loss comes down to your diet first, then your activity level. No workout routine can out-train a bad diet. That said, if you're carrying extra weight and want to start exercising, calisthenics can feel brutal. Push-ups and pull-ups demand you lift your full body weight. That's hard when you're just starting out. The gym gives you better options here. You can adjust the weight on any machine to something manageable, build strength safely, and use cardio equipment like treadmills and bikes to burn extra calories on top of your lifting. For fat loss as a beginner, the gym gives you a gentler, more practical starting point. Round 6. Where you train matters. This one is underrated. The environment you train in affects your consistency more than people realize. Calisthenics gives you total freedom. Train anywhere, anytime. No commute, no waiting for equipment. That sounds amazing, but it also means you are 100% responsible for showing up. No atmosphere pushing you, no one watching. On rainy days or cold mornings, that freedom can quietly become your biggest excuse. The gym creates an environment. Music, energy, people around you grinding. Even if you don't talk to anyone, it pulls something out of you. There's accountability built into the simple act of going there. The downside? Getting there requires effort. And some days, that commute becomes the reason you skip. Honest answer here, it depends entirely on your personality. Know yourself. Let's kill some myths. Quickly, before I give you the final answer, let me kill 2 common myths. Myth 1. Weight training is dangerous. Wrong. Both methods are safe when done with proper technique. Injuries come from ego, lifting too heavy, skipping form, rushing progression. The method isn't the problem, the attitude is. Myth 2. Lifting stunts your growth if you're young. Also wrong. Done correctly, strength training supports healthy bone density and development. That old myth has no solid science behind it. Both paths are safe, both are effective. The only thing guaranteed to hurt you is your ego. The final answer. All right, here's the honest verdict for complete beginners specifically. If money is tight, calisthenics all the way. It costs nothing, it builds real functional strength, and it will challenge you more than you expect. If you want the fastest, most beginner-friendly results, start at the gym. The adjustable weights, the guided machines, and the measurable progress make it significantly easier to stay consistent when you're just starting out. And here's the thing nobody wants to say. You don't have to choose forever. A lot of the best athletes in the world do both. Start wherever makes sense for you right now and evolve your training over time. The most important thing isn't which one is better. The most important thing is which one you'll actually stick with. So, which one are you going with? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely read every single one. And if this video helped you make that decision even a little bit clearer, hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds and it genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need this kind of content. Subscribe if you want more honest, no-fluff fitness content built specifically for beginners. No gatekeeping, no selling you a dream. I'll see you in the next one. Let's get to work.